What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. I am your host, as always, Showsan, and I'm missing my hat. I just realized that. Son of a... Anyway, I know. So, with me, of course, some very illustrious, very famous co-hosts of mine. At first, we have Mr. Pentharian. Say hello.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
Love it. Up next, Mr. Broxbeeble himself.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I just realized you're always looking down at us.
Really?
It's the way your webcam sits.
Yeah.
But you tower above us.
Yeah, I mean, I can... Yeah.
No, that's awkward.
Having met him in person, I can tell you why he towers above us.
Yep.
Because he actually does tower above us.
I've heard that. Speaking, of course, Mr. Roncli joining us from a fantastic hotel room, it looks like.
Yeah, I am not set up yet.
No. So, if you guys don't know, Ron is moving.
Yeah,
to an undisclosed location.
it looks really weird without the portal turret behind him, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
That'll come back in future episodes, I promise.
Right. He's out in California, but, you know, California is such a huge state. Good luck finding him.
Yeah.
But you'd have to find someone not stoned enough to give you directions, and then it's kind of a bitch dealing with the freeway. You know, it's just not worth it.
Don't you just head west, and along the way you join the World Video Game Championships, and then you had a backpack inside a dinosaur or something like
There
that?
you go.
I am pretty sure that we passed that place where the dinosaurs are.
Did you really?
That's awesome.
Because they call them the movie famous dinosaurs.
Did you go like
So whether it's-
California?
I thought about saying that. I am not sure my wife would have gotten the reference.
Oh, that's a shame.
Grounds for divorce.
And you know, and driving to California, next thing you know, you make a wrong turn and you look up and like, oh hey, there's that donut shop that's in all the Hood movies. Great.
Well, what I did do is on the 21st, I actually left on Wednesday the 21st. Of course, that was marked the day that Marty McFly goes back to the future. And you know, the first exit we take, I go, "Here's our exit," just like Christopher Lloyd did in the movie.
So, and no doubt, probably total silence in the car, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
just at that
that's
point,
a shame.
I would like to point out that now all of Back to the Future takes place in the past.
I know, how
Sounds
weird
sad.
is that?
Absolutely.
That's absolutely bizarre. But, you know, say la vie. Actually, I saw this interesting article on Facebook someone put up. It was a picture of a text message or like a chat through Facebook of some chick who was saying, wouldn't it be funny if the guys in 1955 looked back at what was going on in Back to the Future? And one guy said, Back to the Future was released in 85. She goes, well, yeah, but wouldn't it be funny if they, like, the guys in 1955 looked back at this movie and saw what was going on? And then just it explodes from there. Yeah,
Jeez.
It was, you know, stupid people are stupid.
By the way, first facepalm from California.
Already, yeah, we're not even 5 minutes. I thought that was a great article. I was rolling.
You're just in time, Mr. Fu, for some face palming.
Izzy, fantastic. Love it. So, let's go ahead and kick things off as we do every week with my favorite part.
Good
Yes,
news,
that's right,
everyone.
it's news!
Good
Alright.
news, everyone.
Good news, everyone. Because we won't have it for a little bit. All right, so.
Hey, why won't we have it? I have my computer.
Oh, that's true.
I'll be set up. I'm supposed to be set up today, but it should be set up tomorrow.
That'll work.
And-
Yeah. Maybe some editing. Maybe some Crypt of the Necrodancer, because I'm sure you've been playing that.
I've been playing that in the car on the way here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Have your wife drive while you play games.
Yeah, I mean, I see it pop up on Steam, like, you know, Roncli is now playing Crypt of the Necrodancer. I was like, he's in the middle of nowhere on the road somewhere. How is he doing that?
The other thing that I did while I was out, I don't know if you guys saw, I did a very quick test stream of myself in the car.
No, I didn't. I missed that.
I am testing a virtual machine that will do the splitting that my old server did that is no longer.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be
So,
really
yeah.
cool. All right, so let's talk things. Big news, I guess you could say first. So Blizzard has recently announced, as they are very fond of doing, stuff that we won't see for a while, but they're putting native voice chat they're putting it into their games, starting with their new game, Overwatch, which is
Okay,
their
I
first-person
have
shooter.
to ask a question. I have to ask a question about this. Didn't they learn from World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't they already do that?
I mean, they
I'm
did.
like
They
90%
tried.
sure World of Warcraft had voice chat that no one used.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
they did, and part of the problem was at the time everybody was so embedded into Ventrilo and TeamSpeak. These were already well-established things for people. The in-game voice chat, I'm sure you guys remember, it was terrible quality. It was glitchy. You couldn't isolate certain people, so it just kind of became this free-for-all. Blizzard is supposedly saying things are better now. And this new Project Overwatch is going to be, this great thing that we're pushing out with our game. So, I don't know. We'll see if it is lesson learned. They're trying to push it as something new, but like you guys said, they've already tried it, and I don't know how it's going to go. But
In fact, I think I haven't looked in a while, but I thought the voice chat was still in WoW. I mean, they haven't
Yeah, they never took
gotten
it
rid
out.
of it.
well,
Yeah. Oh, they
I
took it
mean,
out.
it's there, but I mean, let's be real. I don't know anybody who uses it.
I
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
never used it.
Ron's Hotel Internet. We didn't catch
Yep.
a word of that.
Somebody on that access point just fired up RedTube. I mean,
Right?
I'm not surprised. But I'm saying I've never had an LFR
It was
group.
Ron.
Hey. But by the way, I have to ask you a question.
What?
Hey, Brox?
yeah,
Brox?
yes.
How many episodes have you done?
How many have I done? Well, I think this one's the
No.
well. There's around 36, but including this one,
Including this one?
it's 37. 37
In a row?
in a row.
I love it.
They just
Thank you.
they just all lined up.
Right. Jesus. All right, so let's move on. Something more pressing. So an interesting article here was brought to my attention in the New York Times about trying to set up a Little League version of gaming tournaments.
Huh.
You guys imagine we've gotten that far that we can now set up different leagues and different tiers
My
in
mom
gaming
would have never let
tournaments.
me do this.
What's that?
My mom would have never let me do this.
Oh no, not a chance in hell. The only way that I got video games was if I worked in the house to earn an allowance, or when I was old enough, use my own money from my own job.
Yep.
That was the only way I got video games. So
Yeah, for me, it
I
was
tend to agree.
why don't you go to your friend's house and play on their Nintendo?
Right? I've heard that one too. I've heard that one a lot too. But yeah, it's interesting. So apparently they were talking to one mother and said her 8-year-old son told her how he'd like to be a professional gamer when he grew up. 8 years old and they know about professional gamers. I didn't find out about professional gamers till I was, in my, early 20s, like 18 to 20, somewhere around there. And that blew my mind that people were getting paid to play Halo and Counter-Strike,
Well, I mean, now with the kids, like the younger kids these days, I mean, it's normal to them. I mean, they grow up kind of watching the Let's Plays on YouTube and on Twitch and
No, yeah. Very
Minecraft
good.
And
stuff like
plus,
that.
all of them are so good that they fucked my mom last night. I mean,
Exactly.
how can you
Yeah,
compete with
exactly.
that?
That's
Wait, what?
rather public too, sadly. But
But,
I don't know, like, I always thought, if I was going to be a parent, and I know we'll get into that later, but I would try to be that cool parent that would be able to keep up, with technology and everything. I found out that one of my friends' 3-year-old daughter can operate the iPad better than I can. And that's just simple touch,
Yeah, my epic healing offhand. I mean, he's sitting there playing Monument Valley. He's not even 3 years old yet. And I'm like, how are you figuring this shit out faster than I can?
It's pure insanity. Like, I'm never going to be that cool parent that can keep up. So I'm trying to keep up with music now. That's my thing. At least I won't listen to oldies until I turn on Guns N' Roses, who apparently is oldies now.
It's
By the
gonna
way,
be
I read an article that said that Tool has now progressed into oldies.
Ouch. Well, hell, I mean, the Nick and Night shows or the Nickelodeon shows from the 90s are now showing up on Nick and Night. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, no,
what the
they're
hell?
creating a
Terrible.
show called, I think, The Splat is going to
Yeah.
be the
the
it's
new channel,
basically there's a new channel and it's got like Ren and Stimpy, Salute Your Swords, Hey Dude,
No.
Hidden
Yep.
Temple, And I'm like, this is our Nick at Night.
I need this. I need this channel. You guys don't understand. Like, I bought Rocco's Modern Life on Amazon because they had a whole box set. Like,
That's awesome.
that was gold to me. That's like, as soon as they did the Recycle song, I had to sing along.
No, I mean, you can't not do that.
Right. I mean, these shows were awesome. You can't. What was it? You can't say that on television.
Yeah.
You can't
Like,
do that on television.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
On television. Yeah.
Like you said, Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude. These were awesome. I still remember the Hey Dude theme song.
Oh yeah.
How sad
Hey,
is that?
Dude.
It's a little wild and a little strange.
Oh,
You
jeez.
make your home out on the
Please,
range.
please stop singing now.
Yeah, but Show, what was Ted's middle name?
Oh shit. I don't remember. I could not, in good taste, tell you. I know it. I don't remember.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Aloysius.
Is that what? I
Yeah.
remember he got a lot of crap for it.
Yeah, because it was an episode about how you shouldn't gossip.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of things from my childhood, but I remember the plots and the theme songs of a lot of shows.
Right. I mean, that's fairly important. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's
Um,
Little League Gaming.
One of the things I wanted to add on that, a little delayed back on topic, you get the people like Bjergsen have probably made far more playing League of Legends in however many years he's been playing it than, say, Billy Mitchell ever made playing Pac-Man.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's
but
so
didn't
much.
Bjergsen start when he was like 14
Yeah, but
as
the point
as an actual
that
pro.
esports today, professional gaming, whatever you want to call it, is so much bigger, and there's so much money to be had in it now
Yeah.
that it's becoming a more viable thing to want to be when you grow up. I mean,
Right.
many people want to grow up a professional football player or a baseball player or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Well, and I do remember
within the realm
being
of
a big.
possibility.
It was a big deal when Bjergsen finally turned 18 because now he could tour as a professional gamer instead of just being locked to certain areas. Like that was massive, you know. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do this. I don't know. You know, it's kind of weird too to me that the New York Times brought it up. That even puts even more exposure, you know, to gaming and professional.
Exactly.
And I'm not sure if it's because gaming's getting bigger or because news media is getting broader. But I've
That
noticed
very
like
well could be too.
a number of our articles have come out of New York Times, Forbes, like all these LA Times, all these big, considered trustworthy
mainstream
publications.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
not just HuffPost or Kotaku or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know, it's weird because I'm still almost scared with professional gaming that it's going to end up similar to like the tech bubble in a way. Like it's just, it's going to get huge and huge and huge and then just suddenly collapse.
I don't
the,
see that.
the
happening.
XFL or something like that.
I'm really kind of scared that it will happen, you know, and I still look at guys like, what's his name out of Facebook, and I'm like, dude, you're going to go down. You know,
Zuckerberg.
your fortune can only last for so long.
I
But
don't know.
he's made it.
I think,
for
I mean,
quite a while.
Facebook will eventually go away someday, I think.
I think they'll
but-
just evolve.
Yeah,
you know,
at this point, I think Facebook and Google and Steam are three companies that
fairly.
I don't see going
Good
anywhere
stuff.
for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Right.
And you say that to compare esports to like traditional sports, baseball has been around for over 100 years. Football has been around for about as long. Even hockey's 100 years. I don't think a game like League of Legends is going to last terribly long unless they put out a new version of some kind of related game, like League of Legends 2 or something. That's how like games like Counter-Strike have survived.
Right. No, absolutely.
They put out the new versions, Counter-Strike Go, for instance.
I'm always really hesitant for a lot of these games, like let's say League of Legends. Again, World of Warcraft it's over 10 years old, but you do see it, you know, rising and falling very much with a lot of different things. For whatever reason, it's had that staying power, even through the bad
World of
times.
Warcraft
It's
It's an
continued.
exception to the rule.
It's got to be though, because I'm worried that, you know, League of Legends will collapse and MOBAs in general will be that dying fad that
But
once
something will
existed.
take its place.
Yes,
Yeah,
something
well,
else will come with it.
Video game
FPS
esports is
was
going
it?
to have to evolve.
Right. Well,
There's always going to be something ready to take off.
I still find it interesting because I still remember the day when I have my original Xbox, which I still have. It's in the closet. And, we would hook up our Xboxes to a Switch, and that was how we did our multiplayer. Or you
Sure.
went to a friend's house. Now, the prevalence of internet gaming, I think, has also helped fuel that.
Yeah.
Well,
that
couch
sort of
gaming.
stuff.
I mean, I look at my games library, and I don't have a lot of games that are meant for couch gaming. Now, granted, most of them are PC games, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure, yeah.
But I'm hoping that with the advent of like Steam Link and the Steam controllers and more people making their computer their entertainment center, games like Castle Crashers, where you do have couch multiplayer, I hope that starts to become more prevalent, because I'd love to be able to sit on my couch and play games with people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely think we're seeing the dawn of that in a way, in sort of the vein of Rocket League. Now, if you guys don't know, Rocket League, you can play on your PC with people on an Xbox, on a PlayStation,
Just PlayStation.
or is it just PlayStation? But but you can play, cross-platform, so you're still getting that couch experience along with the PC experience. So it's coming, I think, in a way. They just haven't ironed it out entirely. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So, Brox, I think this next piece of news was you.
Yeah.
Because I remember you talking about this earlier.
Yes, this is real exciting. So, Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. It's one of the games that I've been playing quite a bit, actually, over the past year, because I'm real slow at games these days. The second chapter is finally being released next week. It's kind of a surprise announcement. They've Xseed is the company that's been doing the translation for it, or the localization, really. And they've been saying, well, we're still working on it, There's 3 times as much text in the game as there was in the first one that's already been released. And so it's just taking a very long time to go through it. And so that's really exciting. It's finally coming out. They gave us release dates next week. They're actually releasing it on the PSP as well. It's something that they promised a long time ago, that these games, the trilogy of games, are going to come out on the PSP. So even though it's a completely, for the most part, dead console, they're actually still it's still going to come out on the Sony eShop, even though Sony has all but killed the platform.
But that's cool, though.
It's pretty awesome,
that they're reaching back, yeah.
Exactly, and it's impressive that a company is making the effort to put it out on a platform that's effectively been dead for at least a year and a half, 2 years, and they're still going to put it out anyway. And this is a company that only has, I think, 20 employees total.
Right.
And so that's impressive, and it's really cool. And I'm probably going to buy for the hell of it anyway on PSP just to support them, because I think it's a pretty cool project that they're doing.
That's awesome.
I figure why not.
And I want to ask, do you have a Vita at all?
Yeah, I've got one. So it'll work on the Vita as well. Because the Vita will play PSP games.
Right.
Bought through the eShop.
I'm just I have my Vita, and I have my 3DS, and I got to tell you, I don't touch my Vita anywhere near like what I thought I would, and it's just that lack of games.
Most of what I've been playing on the Vita is I check out my my Plus games every month to see what they are. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so much. And I've been playing a lot of PS1 classics on it as well.
See, that works, and that's kind of what I do. Is I take that as my mobile gaming if I wanted to go old school kind of a thing.
That and whenever I'm on travel somewhere, I play the shit out of remote play it through my PS4. I've got a good hotel connection.
Ooh, yeah, I never thought about that.
Which works out really well. I mean, I've got most of the things that I bought on PS4 are digital, and so I've got almost my entire library, and I'll just keep the GTA 5 disc in there when I go on travel, and it works out for me. It's for the most part, it's pretty smooth.
That's nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad it works. I was just curious because, again, you mentioned the PSP. To me, sadly, Sony's whole handheld just seems to be a dying thing.
In Sony, I think
it's a little sad.
And I didn't put this in the news, but Sony this week admitted they have no more first-party games in the pipeline for the Vita. Like Sony itself is not putting anything else out for the Vita. They're relying completely on third-party for it right now.
It's an amazing little handheld, just like the PSP was.
Yeah.
Very powerful, but they never get the backing for it.
Exactly.
So hearing Tales come into it, that's awesme.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is.
And it's...
Well, this kind of goes back to our roundtable from last week where we were talking about our gaming platforms becoming one. This would be a good example where something like that would benefit something like the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that'll be cool to see. So,
yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly, I'll probably end up buying it. I gotta finish the last Tales game that I have. It's sitting in my Steam library, and it hasn't been installed. Nothing. I'm a bad RPG player apparently.
I'm just very slow. I mean, I got it more than a year ago, like for my birthday last year, so August 2014. I think I'm about halfway through it, and I'm just very slow at playing it. Is all it is. And for the long time, a big part of that was because they pushed out an update that broke Steam streaming. So I play it through streams from my PC to my Mac Mini on Steam, and I play it on the TV out in the living room.
Okay. Yeah.
They pushed out an update that broke the virtual controller support. So Steam will emulate an Xbox One controller, and the update they pushed out broke that for a while, and so that way it just had extreme sensitivity on the analog joysticks, and so it would scroll through the menu and run in circles and all that kind of stuff. So for a good 6 months, I didn't play it just because it didn't work.
Yeah,
and,
no point.
With only one programmer working on that part of it, she's like, there's more important things to worry about than that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Go play it on your main computer. It worked fine locally, it just didn't work through streaming at all.
Right. So,
basically,
yeah, don't bitch about the small things.
Exactly.
So, interesting. Very cool. Well, this next one I found pretty interesting. So, a lot of us know about the one little website called Engadget, right? This brilliant technology website. They've always got some cool stuff popping up. So they just reviewed the Xbox Elite controller, right? And this killed me. They gave this crazy thing, what is it, an 86? I'm looking this up real quick. Out of 100. Yeah, an 86 out of 100 as just a controller. They said this thing's brilliant. It's so much better. It improves 100%, but they lost points because of that price point. You know what I mean? That was the major killer for them. And I'll admit, $100, $150 is a lot of money for a freaking controller. They did say that those bumper buttons that are on the back of the controller, they said that made a huge difference. That was amazing. They said the button mapping was well worth it, and this brilliant idea. Why hasn't it been done before? But again, expensive. These are the cons. They said expensive. The levers and the faceted D-pad don't feel secure, but you can swap all that out. They said it feels heavier at first. The clamshell case doesn't keep everything in place, so it kind of rattles around. And the customization options could be overwhelming. But they said, as the pros, it feels great in the hands. It's very, as they say, grippy finish throughout. So it's a good sturdy thing. Loads of customizations. It's a mature but understated design, which that's huge to me. It improves on the standard Xbox One gamepad in every way, and the bumper buttons are finally actually usable, is what they said. But again, 86 because of that stupid price point.
Yeah,
that absolutely killed them.
If you're the main one who plays your console, and you play a lot, then it's probably worth it.
Yeah, and
it's super comfortable.
I
It's
agree.
better.
It's
whatever.
not that much different price point wise than like a good gaming mouse. Like I think my Razer Naga was about the same. It was about $100, $120.
And
That's a very good point. Yeah, I
I'm
never
dropping it, but that's exactly what I've got, is that Razer, and
Yeah.
this little son of a bitch was a little pricey.
I've got
But,
I think a $20 Anchor.
oh yeah.
$30, and it's great.
I mean, yeah, if it works for you. I wanted something with the buttons on the
Yeah.
side
And
for my.
Now that I have it, I
games.
can't go back to a regular mouse now. I mean,
Like
it's,
on the
it's
side?
just it's impossible.
Even while I'm at work, like I'm looking for extra buttons to map, and yeah. Anyway, but no, I agree. If you are a diehard Xbox, you're playing all the time, I would agree. It sounds like that would be very well worth it.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I was
can't do
skeptical.
it.
I was skeptical when I first heard about it. It's like, oh, it's the Elite Gamer controller. And it's like, oh, is that like the Elite Gamer chair or the Elite Gamer glasses or anything like that? I mean, does it just make you?
Yeah.
Does it make you do the shoots better when you get the kills for headshots?
Right. Does it
bro.
really improve your KDA, or come on?
Yeah.
No, but they're saying it's awesome. They said it's amazing. But if Engadget hadn't bought it for them, not a chance in hell.
Yeah.
Basically, that sucks.
You mean
but-
Microsoft?
I have a feeling Microsoft might do something to try to drop that price here pretty soon because I mean, Engadget's not the first. They're one of the
Every
biggest
time we've
to
seen it,
review it, but they're not the first. You
every
know,
time we've seen it, they're complaining about the $150 price point.
absolutely. And yeah, nobody has bitched about anything else really with that controller except the price point. So I don't know, man. Microsoft, you got to do something here, and you will sell hundreds and millions of these units if you could drop that price. Honestly, but anyway.
Well, how
All right,
much does the original one cost? 60? 70?
Yeah, no,
Like
yeah,
60 $60, yeah.
like $60. It's a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this week I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about.
I got one more thing because you didn't refresh your news.
Oh yeah.
So they delayed Abduction.
That
So
sounds familiar.
the spiritual successor to Myst that was kickstarted, I
That's
believe,
right.
2 years ago.
Yes.
They hit their goal and surpassed it by a bit, and they were working on it, and they're like, we could make this better if we had a little bit more backing. And so they went out and they found a publisher that was willing to back them, and
Oh no.
they never learned their lesson from all of the other times they've been screwed over.
Yeah.
And so they got a verbal okay from the head of the publishing company that yes, everything was getting ready and they could add the extra content. So they started working on the content and made those code deviations where now they're on this path. And a couple weeks went by and they're like, so where's the contract? And they're like, oh yeah, some people are on vacation, but we'll have it to you soon.
Oh.
And so finally the day came, they're supposed to sign the contract, and the publishing company's like, nah, we changed our mind.
Oh, that's the worst news ever.
They sent out a update to everyone basically saying, and Rawa, who's Richard A. Watson, who's the one of the original designers for Myst and basically the keeper of canon and lore and everything, he wrote a pretty long blog post or whatever, basically saying, look, we were trying to make the best experience we could for you. We wanted to make this a better product, and so we did what it took, and it turns out that didn't work out, and it's unfortunate that we can't bring you that product, and it's going to be delayed while we basically backtrack and take out that extra content that now we can't finish. But the game, from what I understand, is done, but they have to do all of the final textures and all the extra stuff. So
the polish and that sucks.
Anyway, it sucks. It's delayed until early 2016, probably.
Oh, that's terrible.
But most of it's interesting because when I look at the responses to this, so if I look at WoW forums or Diablo forums and there's a delay or whatever, just 90% of people are just ragging on Blizz. They're like, I hate you, and why can't you get shit done?
And I'm never going to play your game again.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a function of that it was a Kickstarted game or that maybe the people, do you just take pills with a beer?
Yep.
That's awesome.
I got to take my meds, man, so it's about that time.
I would check the bottle where it probably says do not take with alcohol.
You mean right there that says do not take with alcohol?
Okay.
Do not operate machinery. Yeah, that sort of good stuff.
Why, show?
Don't worry about it.
Film.
Anyway. Yeah, you get more bang for your buck that way.
Right. I mean, I'm a cheap date,
So, anyway, all the responses were basically people okay, it's we're sad that you got screwed by the publishers and that was a misstep on your part, but we supported the game and we support you and we'll wait. And actually, it was funny. A lot of the responses were, I've got 50 other games in my backlog anyways.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you got to remember a lot of the Myst-riven, these
Honestly,
fans.
I can wait months.
We are a lot older. We're kind of used to
I hadn't really thought of that.
And waiting. That's part of it. I mean,
if
although
you're
on
a
the
fan of
side
the
note,
genre, you started playing it in 1994.
Well, exactly. Yeah. And I still go back and I play it. I love that whole series. I've got all the way up to Myst 5 now, I think it is. Yeah, I've got most of those. somewhere along the lines, either DVDs, CDs, or on my Steam.
I think I have Myst in about 4 or 5 different formats.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've
Super
got Real
Mist,
Mist and
the extra real, the real
Yeah,
mad real Mist.
I even sprung out for the iOS version of it because I figure I can play it on the go now. You know.
I did that too. Actually, I've still got that. What is it? They have Mist where the clouds move. Holy
Yep.
crap, you guys! Innovative. Buy our game. But no, a while ago, I've been trying to get interviews to try to do with people for the podcast, and unfortunately, it hasn't ironed out. But one of the ones is I sent an email over to Cyan Worlds. Specifically, I wanted to try to get a hold of Rand or Robin Miller, which I thought would have been amazing. But I did say, look, anybody, just come on, Cyan. We want to talk to you guys. And unfortunately, nothing. And if you guys don't know, Cyan Worlds, Rand and Robin Miller specifically created Myst. And Rand and Robin, who are brothers, kind of formed Cyan Worlds. You know what I mean? That was their company. I tried. It didn't. I don't know. I'll try them again later.
Mr. Fu said that Myst was the only game his mom played. And he also mentioned the Myst books, so I guess I just got to bring this out again.
Yeah, all right, we got to do this, I guess.
You know, you need to have that in your background permanently. Uh-oh, here goes show.
Hey, so Mr. Fu, let's see, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah.
All right, so since we're doing this, I'll bust mine out. It's a little bit worn for the weather, but I do have my Myst trilogy, and I have this on my Kindle, mind you. I do have this on my Kindle.
I have the original hardcovers of each of the 3 books.
Oh, you have the hardcover?
Yeah.
So
and this
jealous.
one,
I really am. Those are great books.
it's a little hard to see, but it's signed.
You have signatures. Oh my God.
Signed by Rand Miller, Rawa.
What?
I think Robin's on here somewhere.
Can
Victoria. Something that looks like John Cena, but it's not.
Like, I need to white out Dan, and I'll just handwrite my own name in there. I will buy it for him, yeah. I don't care.
Oh,
even Mr. Fu's amazed. It is, that dude.
Maybe we should get Dan to ask for these interviews.
What's that?
How about
my close personal friend, Rand Miller?
Yes.
Dude, yeah, like, I really want to talk to those guys. Not even just about Myst, because I'm sure they've had that for years.
Well, you should have donated $10,000 to the abduction campaign, and then you could have gone to Cyan Worlds and.
No, I do. God, if I had $10,000, it would not go to that. I'm sorry. I love you.
You would have supported the Reading Rainbow, and you would have gotten to wear Geordie's visor and had dinner with Patrick Stewart and Jonathan Frakes.
That would be really cool too. But I don't have that kind of money. Sorry, that
dude, I would find that kind of money.
Yeah, I'd take out a loan.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I'd pay it back the rest of my life, but at least I got to wear Geordie's visor, you know. Oh, good Lord.
Number one, I got to take a number 2.
Okay, so where was I? Oh, right. Okay, so I put something new in here this week because, well, why the fuck not? There's a lot of this coming out, so I wanted to talk about it. So these are newly released games this week. All right, so one of these games is actually going to tie in to our roundtable, but we'll get to that. So up first, one that I need to get, and I'm actually a little ashamed I haven't picked it up yet, but then again, I'm broke. The new Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes has come out on the 3DS.
Thanks for getting out of order, show.
Well, it is. And again, I said we're going to do these. I'll talk about the last one. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen it. I know Brox and I are big Zelda fans at least. This looks really cool because you don't have to play it with other people. You can control all the different versions of Link at any point throughout the game.
Yeah, I haven't looked too much at it. It looks real similar to Four Swords Adventure.
It is.
Yeah, it's basically the 3DS Four Swords.
Right, nice. It is very much Four Swords. Don't get me wrong, it is. But what it is you get these different versions of Link, but you're able to control each one of them independently and also together. So, like, there's a very particular puzzle that they're fond of where you have to create a totem of Links. And then, reach something or attack something using this totem of Links all stacked up together. So it's this weird little twist on it where you can play multiplayer or very much single player. And a lot of people have been saying it doesn't impact the gameplay at all. Like, it's really good, really well done. It's seamless. Like, you just play it like you would anything else. So I thought that's really cool, and I need to get it. It's like, what, $40?
Yeah.
You know?
3DS game. Yeah, so it's going to be cheaper.
Yeah, and it looks really, really cool. 3D or 2D if you can't do the 3D stuff. All right, so continuing with the little Nintendo motif that I'm doing, a game that I'm not touching, will not touch, not even if you gave it to me. Yoshi's Woolly World has been released. Okay, let's talk about Yoshi's Woolly World. No, I'm never doing this. So what they did was they took Yoshi's World, very well known, Super Mario World 2, if I remember right. They kind of took that whole idea, you know, Yoshi has his own little universe and his own adventures, except they literally made him into this knitted, woolly, like, very bad attempt at a
So it's Kirby's epic yarn with Yoshi.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Except now you can, like, take part of the yarn that you're made of and you, like, throw it like a lasso and swing across, you know, caverns and...
So it's like Kirby's epic yarn with Yoshi.
Okay. See, I never played Kirby's Epic Yarn either for the exact same reason. I'm not playing a knitted video game. My wife might be into it. She does a lot of knitting and stuff like that. I'm not playing this.
First thing I thought was Little Big Planet, same type of thing, like a knitted
I didn't
character.
like Little Big Planet either.
Yeah.
You know?
It is definitely kind of a kid's game. It's very, you can't really lose, but it's kind of like, it's just relaxing. It looks nice, like it's just a chill game.
It's a really cute game. You know, don't get me wrong. It's really bright colors. I can't play it. That's not the gamer in me. That's all I'm saying. It is a Wii U game. It's as you know, as Dan said, it's very, you know, family friendly and stuff like that. But it's not me. It's not. I can't. I won't bring myself to do it. Sorry. I love you, Nintendo, but
by the way, never mind. I'll tell you later.
All right. So. Finally, and I'm going to rage about this a little bit later, but Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed was just released. This is Syndicate, you guys. This is going right back to Britain. This is what? Just post-Industrial Revolution, if I remember.
There, yeah.
It looks really, really cool. They took little snippets from Brotherhood where you have to kind of put your little gang together. Little bits of Assassin's Creed 3, and you know, it looks really, really cool. I think it's a lot better than, you know, Unity because it's not in France and fuck the French. But
I like making love and making cheese and.
I'm sorry, I still have not beat Unity. It is still installed on my computer, but I've not beat Unity. Well, I can't get over the whole French Revolution crap.
Well, what's nice is Syndicate certainly doesn't seem to have the bugs that Unity did when it was first released.
Right, and that was a big thing I wanted to bring up. It sounds like Ubisoft actually pulled their head out of their ass and created a really good game right on the get-go.
Well, they've had an extra year to fix the bugs in their engine. I mean, it's
right. Now, a bit of a disclaimer though. I don't own this one yet. I'm waiting for the PC version, which I'm sure is going to be bugged out the ass as soon as it drops. But
speaking of PC games that are bugged out the ass.
What? Well, all right. So let's talk about this PC thing. So again, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is out on the Xbox and the PS4. Okay, go out, you can buy it, digitally download it, whatever the fuck you want to do. The PC version is not out. November 19th. What the fuck? Why? You have almost the exact same goddamn architecture on these stupid fucking consoles. Put that shit out on my Steam so that I can fucking give you my money.
This is like Veg.
No.
Yeah, this is like Veg raging with Destiny.
No, this is stupid.
This is great.
These fucking consoles are 64-bit architectures. My computer is a fucking 64-bit architecture. You don't change code like that just to go over to my Steam. God damn it, give me my game.
Put the console down. Put the controller down. Do not throw the controller.
Like,
do not throw the controller.
That's
the mouse on the desk.
And how, I'm waiting for, the podcast after show buys it on PC, and he's raging about the bugs that are in the game, making it
I
crash all the time.
probably will. You know, you're absolutely right. I probably will, but damn it, I won't really want to play this one, and I can't. Well, I could. I could buy it for my PlayStation or Xbox, but I'm not a console guy anymore. All right, I'm done.
Speaking of buggy games on the PC.
Uh-oh.
The next article.
Yeah. Let me drink my beer, calm down, get a breather.
You see, this is what happens when you pop the pills and drink the beer. You just go into freaking heart rate, man.
Ron, why don't you tell us the next part of news?
Earlier in the week, actually, I was playing with Veg and Obadiah. I actually broke my Xbox One controller.
Again.
That actually happened.
Time.
So
I've
had to revert, sadly, to my backup secondary Xbox One controller on my PC.
We see there's this new one out that is a lot heavier and a lot sturdier.
Right. I can actually whip it across the room now.
For stream gamers. That,
yeah, we'll see.
Just be careful though, because the extra little bits are just held on by magnets. If you throw your controller, the controller's not going to break, but your thumb pads may fly off somewhere.
It'll shatter, and I'll lose that. And I
your
forgot.
dog will pick up the pieces, and maybe swallow them.
And so the rest of the time, you're going to be sitting there trying to control it with a nub with a spike sticking out of it because you lost your thumb pads.
I'll figure it out. Totally worth it. But yeah, I broke my old Xbox One controller. A little upset about that. Anyway, Ron, you were saying something.
Speaking of games that suck on PC because they're so full of bugs, did you see that your Batman Arkham Knight's returning to PC?
Yes, I thought I had that in my news, and it disappeared.
There.
Okay, so Arkham Knight is coming back October 28th. They're finally re-releasing this game for people to buy. They've finally figured out the bugs. I've already beaten this game like 3 times over, by the way. So, just saying. And I don't rage at Arkham Knight like I did the other games. You want to know one that pisses me off was freaking Far Cry. That one pisses me off. I'll play Arkham Knight all day. Arkham Origins, I don't care.
Well, you play the Arkham games all the time because you got Harley Quinn in it. I mean,
right. It's a bit of a calming factor. If you guys don't know, if I do get upset here, we got to move the camera. See that? I got Harley sitting right next to my computer.
For a couple minutes, and he just calms right down.
I calm right down. I take a breather.
And then
Life
he gets
is
excited.
good. Yeah, and we're good.
It's too much info.
He knows my soft spot, you know. Brox knows, so.
Is it right here, like a baby?
Yeah, slightly. That's where I start jamming the controller on my head, and then I whip it across the room. And
well, you know, just earlier you were talking about you had a broken monitor. Now we know why the monitor broke. I mean,
yeah, you threw a controller.
I did. I replaced my old monitor with an old TV of mine. So, yeah, hopefully I don't break this thing. But,
well, talk about the little stuff fast.
Yeah.
I don't have a drink.
We'll definitely. So, sadly, Pentharian. But
because
actually, I'm out too. Never mind.
Oh, you got your blueberry tea now?
I got my blueberry tea, bitches.
Oh God, Ron finally found it again. Very nice.
And I am never leaving it ever again.
It
is mine forever.
As he hugs it and nurtures it. Like every time he rolls over, his wife goes, "Are you still holding that stupid jug of tea?"
That's already happened once.
All right. So, Ron, I did catch a little bit of this stuff, not a whole lot, but let's talk a little bit of league news. Real quick.
Yeah, we'll go real quick because there's only 3 things to talk about. So the quarterfinals last Sunday, the Coup Tigers 3-1 KT Rolster, putting a second Korean team in the semifinals. And, of course, SK Telecom 3-0'd Origin earlier today.
Which was insane. I watched that one.
Well, it's SK Telecom, dude. I mean, they're like 10-some points from last year.
Origin's not bad. But
Origin's bad.
They're not that
Origin's bad. Trust me, Origin's bad. They're lucky to have made the semis. So this sets up Fnatic playing the Coup Tigers tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And the winner of that goes on to face SK Telecom. Now, interesting fact. If Fnatic goes on to win Worlds, they will have beaten all 3 Korean teams that made Worlds.
Wow, that's
How
actually
amazing
history,
would that
isn't it?
be? I am pulling for Fnatic at this point, just
Yeah,
on that reason alone.
that's pretty impressive. That's really
Yes.
impressive.
And that's news.
Fantastic. You see that? You didn't even need a drink.
Sweet.
Didn't even need a drink. Okay, so let's move on to whatever it is. What the hell are you playing? Damn it, show, whatever. Anyway, all right, so Penth, man, what the hell have you been doing this past
All right. So the thing I wanted to also show you, that not only is this book signed, but it also comes with an art fold-out
That's it. I hate you. I'm out.
that
I
shows the
quit.
path to get to
Shows-
Dunny.
Yay! Show's quit. We've made Show quit. Nice job, Dan. And he's not coming back this time. That's the best part. Oh, damn, he came back.
All right, I'm
God
back.
damn it.
I lied. I had to go fetch something.
Damn it, Show.
I
We
lied.
thought you quit.
You
Yep.
wish I'd quit.
Damn it, Show.
So I am still playing Witcher 2, made some progress on Chapter 3. Actually, Twitch streamed a little bit of it today. No one was watching. But
I was
I'm
gonna
sorry.
tune in, but I was
I need
busy.
to turn my alerts back on, because if I know you guys are on, I'll totally jump in there.
I think
In
I
a
need to get
heartbeat.
better. Like, I'm not really sure, because no one's ever going to watch my recorded streams. So maybe if people come into my stream while I'm broadcasting, I'll talk. But for the most part, I just kind of sit there and play.
And you just play. I know
Like
the
I do.
feeling.
Ron's a lot better at like talking while he's
Yeah.
streaming.
Yeah.
I do the idle talking thing.
Yeah,
It drives Kathy up a wall.
I'm
Oh,
not
I
good at
know.
that.
My wife goes, "Who are you talking to?" I said, "Nobody. I'm just playing."
The audience. You're talking to the audience.
In
Right.
case somebody comes in, then I'm talking to them. And also, I was going through like my activity stream on Steam or whatever, just seeing what people were doing. And one of my friends at work started playing Saints Row 4. I was like, hey, I own that game. I haven't played it in a while. So I started playing some Saints Row again.
So you were playing Saints Row right as I quit playing Grand Theft Auto, right? And so freaking Obadiah and I were playing, and I go, "Hey, look, Penth is playing the poor man's version of Grand Theft Auto."
That's funny.
I don't know, I like the version where I can have superpowers and jump over buildings and shit.
It was cool. It was a great game. I own it too.
Yeah.
I can't say it's bad. It's not.
I may go back after this and play Prototype 2, since... or
That's a good one too.
I'll also play Prototype 1, and maybe play Prototype, the sequel, number 2.
2 was better, in my opinion.
The other thing, though, is that I'm going to basically try to finish Witcher and Saints Row, and then I'm going to take a break from gaming for a little while. About 3 years ago, I started writing a novel during NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, which is November.
Really?
And I got about 20,000 words written,
Hmm.
which isn't that much, but it's maybe a quarter of a book or fifth of a book or something like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And so I've decided that I'm not going to buy any more games or start any more games until I have at least a first draft done of the whole book.
That'd be awesome.
And once I finish
So-
that, I'll send it to some editors or something and reward myself. I'm gonna buy a Steam controller and Steam Link and Witcher 3 when I have it all done.
Are we looking at what, like fiction?
Yeah, it's right now it's either sci-fi or fantasy. I haven't decided yet. It's the reason why the character's in the predicament that he's in could either be due to technology or magic, and I haven't decided which one it is yet.
So when's the game for it coming out?
The game for it?
Yes.
As soon as you start programming it, Ron.
I don't. It might make an okay game.
RPG Maker is out on is on sale this weekend.
Yeah,
on Steam.
there you go. There you go. They did do the Shadowrun thing, so
Yeah.
Still, that's really cool. I want to draft as soon as you get it down. I want to read your book.
If it becomes published, then I will send a signed copy, and maybe I'll get Rand Miller to sign it too.
You know what though? Honestly, just to have you signing a book is way above anything that I have. I have no books that are signed, So the fact that I could say I have an autographed book from the author, that's well worth it.
I'm gonna send you like a cookbook, and I'm just gonna sign it. And then
That would be
you can say-
amazing. I
and then
will
you can
still.
say you have a signed book.
Yeah, I would still flaunt it. I have an autographed book.
Chicken soup
my
for the
library.
Jewish soul.
That would be
I'll send
awesome.
you.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, the glasses gotta come off for this one.
Please,
Oh my god.
please send me that book. That would be awesome.
It ought to be matzo ball soup.
Right? I mean, I thought that was inherent in the book, but you know,
Maybe that's misunderstood.
it's like chapter 2 latkes, chapter
Chapter
1 was
3, why we eat
matzo.
Chinese food.
Right, right. You know, it's all good. I do love latkes, by the way. Those are amazing.
It's amazing. It's basically just hash browns.
Right, but God, they're
It's-
good.
It's hash browns that you eat with applesauce and sour cream. for dinner.
Exactly. How do you go wrong with that?
It's
I mean,
amazing.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's awesome, dude. My mom used to make them for us. We're not Jewish, mind you, but my mom used to make it for us as kids. I still love that stuff.
Yeah, same here.
See? Okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm not the
good
only
stuff.
one. That's awesome. All right, so anything else you want to put out there?
Yep, that's it.
That's it. All right, Mr. Broxbeeble, what do you have, good sir?
I'm gonna go on old school this week, or past couple weeks really.
I
So
like it.
been playing a lot of Dungeon Siege. An
Oh, that
old,
is cool.
I mean the original one. So that one was,
Oh, jeez.
you know, it's definitely different in terms of it's showing its age, but still a lot of fun. And you know, really once you know how to game the system, it's one of those games where I can just kind of sit back, let it go on autopilot for something mindless to do. I mean, all you gotta do is walk 2 steps, wait for one monster to come out, kill it. You walk 2 steps. You know,
That's awesome.
just do it all kind of piecemeal, and it's not too bad, and it's something mindless to do.
Yeah.
So been having fun with that one. Been playing Final Fantasy 12. I think this is my 5th attempt at starting it. Maybe I'll finish it this
Yeah.
time.
I've never finished it. I'll tell you now.
You know, it's to the point now where it's the only main series Final Fantasy game that I've not finished.
I couldn't even finish the fucking MMO. Like, after, what is it, 10? Yeah,
Mhm.
after 10, I can't play them. There's something about them. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to buy the new one that's coming
Yeah.
out.
I mean,
and I'm probably never going to finish that either.
I loved all of them. I even thought 13 and 13-2 were fantastic games. I haven't played Lightning Returns yet.
13 was okay in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then 13.2 was an abomination, just like 10.2. They never should have done it.
I thought 10-2 was a lot of fun.
Really? You enjoyed it? All right.
I enjoyed it more than 10, and that's only because of the voice
Wow.
acting. Only because of the voice acting.
Well,
Voice
you
acting
know.
was a lot better than the second one. But 12, I mean, there's just something about it. I don't resonate with the characters at all. It's a
You
slog.
resonated with Squall.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Who doesn't? Squall's awesome. But
Dot.
well, I mean, you know, Chrono did the same thing in Chrono Trigger the whole time. He didn't talk.
Oh,
true.
yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
And I can't rip on Chrono Trigger. That's like my favorite game ever.
exactly.
So
And on a side note, Square Enix has recently said they're going to start going back and looking at old IP to either remake or add new games to series of old IP. And I'm sitting there going, please, Chrono, something.
yes, anything. Honestly, oh my God, that would be awesome.
You know,
Like the best thing
Give
they
us-
ever did was they got what is it? Not Akira Toriyama. I forgot the guy, but the guy who animated the stuff for Chrono Trigger when
Yeah.
they did the PlayStation release.
Mhm.
That was really cool.
No,
That was
exactly.
really awesome.
No, but yeah, it's just something about it. And also, the thing that really bugs me about 12 is it just takes so much grinding to get loot or to build your chain levels to get decent enough loot to sell for, you know, one piece of gear or one
Yeah.
gambit or something like that. It just takes for freaking ever to do it. So it's very slow going. But I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do it. I've had this game for who knows how long now. I'm just gonna finish it to say I did it and put it away. And then also been playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, just trying to work through the main games in the series and figure out what the hell's going on in the storyline. And so having a lot of fun with this one.
A lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
It is. My issue with Assassin's Creed games is I want to do all the things. And so
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
see
you're
all these
never
things.
gonna do it.
I see all these things in the map and go, oh, let me go check that out. Let me go check this out.
Yeah.
All right, you know, I can't stop until I've found all of these things and done all these things. And,
Right.
you know, I finally had to stop myself in Assassin's Creed 2 and say, I'm just going to figure out all the glyphs, finish all those puzzles, and that'll be my main side quest that I'm going to do. Is
Dude,
the quest.
don't play Unity. Because, like, they added in the music, then there were the glyphs you had to find, and then you have to, they added so much of this crap, and I'm like, I can't do it all. It's too much.
Don't buy Witcher 3.
Yeah, I could only imagine.
Yeah, I'm like that in Dragon Age Inquisition. I mean, I've got probably 140 hours put into the game, and I'm
never beat the story.
No, I'm not. I don't even think I'm halfway through story. I just got the Skyhold, and I'm still waiting to talk to Varric to continue the quest there.
140 hours in,
and I'm just there's too much to do elsewhere.
Yeah.
There's always one more Sky Shard to find, or something like that.
Right. Yep.
I saw a comic one time that was like, Link, you must rescue the princess. There's a terrible darkness covering the castle. It's like playing like slingshot games at the arcade.
Yeah, sounds right. Sounds about right.
Honestly. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Right on. All right, well, Ron, I'm traveling halfway across the U.S.
Yeah, not a whole lot this week. Before I actually made the move, I got a chance to play a little bit of Descent on the DCL. I'm getting better with the mouse slowly, but it's taking time to adjust, and probably not playing for a week is going to be a bad thing. So we'll see what happens with that. And then, like I said, Crypt of the Necrodancer, played it at home, played it on the car, because why not?
The fact that you play it in the car is dedication. So.
And that's all I've got this week. Not a whole lot going on, just simply because I've been moving.
Right. Well, all right. So for me, played the crap out of Star Wars. I have a level 65, a level 60, a level 20-something, and a level 15. I don't know. Star Wars got really fun all of a sudden with this new expansion that's out. Tons of fun. So I've been doing that. Let's see, what else? Played a little bit of Fallout because I'm getting ready for Fallout 4, coming out very soon.
Which Fallout? Is the original?
Which one?
Which Fallout?
Fallout 3, sorry.
Oh, fucking ants.
Fallout 3. Yeah, it is. It's just as infuriating as I thought. I thought I was going to blow up Megaton, and I got there and totally didn't do it. I saved him.
I didn't do it.
I'm a little bitch.
Just as Mora's quests are awesome.
Right, yeah, they're a lot of fun. But
she actively tries to kill you, but she's nice about it.
Right, and then of course I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I've been playing that. But that's all I've been playing. So let's get to something interesting though, since it's still kind of my thing. So you guys know I get the loot crate. Mm-hmm. I only have half of this, but it's awesome. So this month's theme was all about time. So, of course, I get some awesome Doctor Who stuff.
Oh, yeah.
None of which I have down here. They gave me a Doctor Who spork. It's a metal spork, and the end of it, the grip, is the 12th Doctor's sonic screwdriver.
Awesome. It's like a tactical spork.
Sonic spork.
It's a tactical spork, yeah. Like, I liked it. That was really cool.
Spoiler, he doesn't have that anymore.
This came in. Can you guys see that?
Oh, nice.
Right?
Awesome.
So that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. So as I go looking, the first thing I see, of course, is the foam padding. Well, the foam padding says there's got to be something good in there. Okay. Then this sits on top. This is
certificate.
This certifies a 1/5 replica of the movie hoverboard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, if you guys are ready, this is really cool.
Good.
This is really cool. Look at that. Top and bottom, it's got the mirrored surface so that you can see the bottom. But I have this awesome little hoverboard from Back to the Future. I thought that was really cool. Really cool. Comes in this awesome little foam case, and yeah, really cool. I got a couple shirts that were really cool. I have a Bill and Ted shirt, party on, dudes. Or
excellent.
Be excellent to each other. That's what it was. With them posing, be excellent to each other. So that was cool. But one of my favorites too. I don't know if you guys have seen these. For some reason, these have been really popular with some of my coworkers. I never saw the point until I got this. I have Dr. Emmett Brown little pop figure. He's like, they're these weird little bobbleheads that people are getting, but they're not really bobbleheads. They're just oversized.
Seems like, yeah. We've got a couple of those at home.
Now, apparently,
in
if
boxes.
you guys can see that, they make a Marty McFly version, which I thought would be kind of cool too. But the fact that I have Dr. Emmett Brown is definitely worth it.
Great Scott.
Great Scott! Right. And then they did an interesting little promotion, so you could go back and you could buy a previous month's box if you missed it. And this was right when I signed up, and I finally got this box because it was on pre-order. But they did the like an apocalypse version, and right there in my box. Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Wait. So, if you're gonna have the skull, though, you have to have the brain, the chip.
Nice.
So I have the keychain chip of the brain, which I thought was pretty amazing. What is it? This one I don't understand. Can you guys fill me in? It's a little patch. I don't know that emblem.
No, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. That's good.
And it didn't
Maybe
come with
someone
anything.
in chat will recognize it. I don't know. There was, of course, this weird little baggie with the, little thing going on. But what I thought, where is it? Oh, mouse pad.
That's with the apocalypse thing?
Yeah, that was part of the whole little apocalypse box or whatever. But this was the most fantastic T-shirt I think I've ever had, next to Bill and Ted, of course. Disclaimer. Let's see. Can you guys?
Oh, nice.
Optimus Prime and Tron,
awesome.
and yeah, just pure awesomeness put into one shirt. Totally worth it. So anyway, that was the loot crate. So that's about it. Yeah, I still got to find a place for my hoverboard, but that's all I've been doing. So, all right, let's move on to my favorite part of the show because I've been waiting for this for the last hour. Okay, this is our 6 gaming roundtable. This week's roundtable is a very interesting question. Should gaming companies release their games out on all the different platforms all at once, or continue to stagger certain releases on certain consoles? I brought this up because of my absolute fury about Assassin's Creed. This is bullshit. I can't stand this. And it's not the first time. Again, we brought this up before. They've done this with, God, almost seems like countless other games now.
Most of the big AAA releases that are on the multi-platforms, the PC always seems to come out later.
Yeah, and I don't understand it. So for me, I hate it. If especially with today's consoles, right? They're just about as PC as it gets. So if you're gonna release it on one, release it on all. That's my take. But I want to leave it with you guys. So let's go with Brox. So what is your take? I mean,
I can kind of see it from both sides. As if the gamer part of me wants to say, yeah, they should put it out on all of them at the same time. But at the same time, I look at it in terms of just the reality of the game industry right now. I mean, the publishers really set the pace of when things come out, especially with the annual releases, your Assassin's Creeds, your Call of Duty, stuff like that. The PC version may not quite be ready, and it may be due to the different studios involved. A lot of times these ports coming out are done by effectively subcontracting companies. You don't always have the same studio working on the Xbox port as that's working on the PS4 port, that's working on the PC port.
Very true.
And so it could very well be if the main studio is focusing on the consoles, these subcontractors may not even get final copies or near final copies of the game until late in the process, and then have to. I mean, and it just comes down to poor management on the part of the studios and the publishers, honestly.
Well, let me also chime in here. It's also a logistics thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is true.
Basically, when you're developing for the PlayStation 4, you're developing for one set of hardware. When you're developing for the PC, you're developing for a potentially unlimited number of configurations on PC.
Exactly.
That is no small task.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm reading here, there's this Reddit thread where they talk about this, and they say that the PC version is basically handed off after the console version is complete, so that they can work on polishing the PC version so that it's ready for the PC when it comes out on PC.
I certainly understand this, so let me just preface this. I am not a programmer. I do not know anything about programming, okay? That's why I have you guys as my amazing co-hosts. Now, with that being said, why can't I completely agree with you, right? Everybody has a different system. There might be one other person on this planet that has a very similar system to the one that I have built. However, there are libraries, there are architectures for different GPUs. That's why they put out minimum recommended, minimum required, this sort of stuff. That's what they're building towards. So yes, I understand different, setups and everything else. However, there are cheat sheets out there. There are ways to do this. Am I wrong? I mean,
you're right, but it takes time.
Pretty much what Dan says. It's just like a month. Them taking a month to make a different version on a different platform of the same game, to me, is pretty freaking phenomenal for as large as these games are.
Quick, yeah.
Okay, and like I said, I'm not a programmer. I don't know anything about. I'm trying to teach myself JavaScript. Like that's how basic I am.
But then on the flip side, I can definitely see from Show's point of view, especially when you get some of the games that have come out on PC that have come out later, or even at the same time, that have been complete shit. I mean, look at Arkham Knight. They tried to push that out at about the same time, and then ended up having to pull it because it wasn't ready.
And what fixed Arkham Knight was the freaking graphics card companies had to put out their own drivers just to make the game work.
Well, part of the solution could simply be that they stop hyping games and setting unreasonable deadlines, and they set a deadline after the PC version is going to be ready, and they release it all together.
And that's kind of what I was really hoping you would get to. If they wouldn't, like you said, set these unrealistic dates. Okay, so they just released Assassin's Creed, what was it, Tuesday, I think it was. You know what I mean? And push it back to November and say, hey, everybody gets this now because we've had the time to work on it.
But
that would be so much better.
So here's the thing, though, and I said that as a possible solution, but here's me now as a project manager looking at my engineering project.
That's why I like you guys. You guys all have different views.
So I'm managing a not multi-billion-dollar project, but it's a pretty big project.
Right.
And if there's a delay in this, a week or two, not a huge deal. But if we delay this project after, because what happens is you start the project, say a year ago, 2 years ago, and I tell management that we're gonna have $6 million in sales in January of 2016. Starting January 2016 for the next 5 years, we're going to get $6 million in sales. We're going to do $100,000 in profit in the first month. Well, the whole company's financial spreadsheets now include that information. So if you say that you're going to launch a product on a certain day and then you push it out, then everyone's balance sheet gets screwed up because the whole budget was depending on money coming in and going out at certain times. Yeah. That's why you have entire finance departments.
This goes back to what Show said, is that basically this is just poor planning on their part.
Okay.
I look at this a different way, though.
Now, I know that Mr. Fu can at least relate to this. I guess, I've been in the military for 12 years now, going on 13 here very soon. Pretty much my whole adult life so far. And the thing is, when we say this project needs to be done by this date, it will be done by this date. And if you don't, kind of like what you were saying a little bit, you're screwing up everything that everybody else has to do. You know what I mean? Like, that seriously impacts everything. And to me, that's the whole point of these release dates. Like, again, maybe it is just my current viewpoint on life and the way the way businesses and stuff work. But to me, a release date is a release date. If you're going to push it, you push that shit out for everybody, or it doesn't freaking fly. It doesn't go. And that, I think, is what's so frustrating for me. Don't give me a date if you're not going to hold on to that date.
Yeah, so that's so you kind of like Blizzard's method of when it's done, it's done. We're not going to give you a hard date.
Well, yes, but I'll give this to Blizzard. I hate it when they say, coming soon.
Soon trademark.
Right, because that is pretty much their trademark. But at least they say, look, we're not giving you this until it's done. Well, and I really appreciate that.
To that point, Duolingo, if you guys know about that, it's a website that's basically like free Rosetta Stone online. There's a computer version. There's an app on your phone. All kinds of stuff.
I tried it for a while.
There's there's German, French, Spanish, Ukrainian, Irish, whatever. Well, they've been working on Russian, and I've been wanting to do it. And it's been cool. Like the original release date was like August 2nd, and it's still not done. And granted, there's been a lot of from what I found out, the percentage complete and the release date are calculated off of how much work is actually done, but it's not calculated off it's not input by the team. So they said they wanted to do 1,000 words. Well, there's 1,000 words in there, so it should be done. But say Duolingo, the company, didn't have the text-to-speech solution input yet and integrated it into their website. So sometimes it's a communication issue, is that the website is not putting this will be done when it's done, when we get this stuff integrated. Instead, they're saying there's no good information, and just every day it increments one more day.
Right.
Show what am I missing in chat?
I'm giggling in chat. Mr. Fu said, I agree, Show. I don't think you should give system-specific release dates. That's systemist.
Oh, wow.
Like racist? Yeah.
Okay, so
awesome.
I wanted to bring up something that's kind of akin to Dan's first point, but it's to me, it's a little more realistic. So let's say you're a project manager, and it's going to take you, I know this is probably way off, but it's going to take you 6 months to develop your PlayStation 4 version.
Right.
But it's going to take you 7 months to develop the PC version because you need that extra month's time. So you can do one of two things. You can either hold everything back and release it at that 7-month mark, or you can release the PlayStation version at that 6-month mark and bring in a little extra sales prior to that 7th month.
Yeah, because the financial folks are going to see that extra month that when the project was ready and just sitting there, it's not earning the company any money, and it's a knock on their balance.
It's considered a loss.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. Okay, so I should probably go ahead and admit, as a supervisor in the military, I'm giving a lot of deadlines, right? My commander says, look, this is going to be done by the 19th, or else. To which I then have to reach deep down, grab a set, go back to the commander and say, no, we can't do this. But he doesn't want to hear that. So what I've learned to do in these past 12, almost 13 years is say, well, we can't do that, but if you give us this little bit of time, we'll also do this.
You know what we do?
And sweeten the pot.
You know what we do
to get that extension.
Is if we get an unrealistic set of expectations, we'll do the ones that we think we can get done by the deadline, and then chop off the rest and say we can do this as part of phase 2.
Right, right. I've seen that before.
Hey, in my line of work, we end up just canceling the program and starting a new one, and there we go.
Right. So.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Fu knows.
Yeah.
I know he knows. Anyway, but yeah, so that's just me. So I mean, we're all kind of the same mind, it sounds like, but we all have different viewpoints of the rationale, it sounds like. You know what I mean? The reason why they're...
And there's other examples I can think of where it's not because that, two good examples I can think of are both Hearthstone and Crypt of the Necrodancer. The original release of Hearthstone was not intended to be on the mobile devices. It wasn't until later that they came out on iPads, and then even later for iPhones and Androids.
I could have swore that they said at an early BlizzCon
they said that they wanted
they're going to do,
but they were going to put it out on the PC first to see
and...
how it did. And of course, it was huge.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
And then of course, Crypto the Necrodancer, that's been out for over a year now, and they're just now coming out on PlayStation because it was such a successful game. And it translates so well to that system.
But now I got to argue that because, again, you kind of sold yourself out in a way. They said, we are going to do a PC version.
Hearthstone did.
And then said, hey, we're going to go ahead and port this over or move this over. You know, and it sounds like the same with Crypto the Necrodancer.
Crypt did not
hey, we're going to do this PC game. You know what this is doing so awesomely? Let's go ahead and try to make this mobile. Let's try to... I would be fine with that. Make an Xbox exclusive game, and if it does well, go, well, if you guys have Windows 10, surprise, you know, I would be fine with that. But at least make it an exclusive first, you know, or only promise your 1 or 2 consoles. If you're doing Assassin's Creed, say PlayStation and Xbox only, boom, done. And then go, well, surprise, later on. I would be cool with that.
Do that.
I would be fine with that.
Didn't Titanfall do that?
Yes, Titanfall did that. And I'm okay with it. It bombed on PC, but I'm okay with that because, again, they said, we're doing this Xbox One game. And then Microsoft put that pressure on them and said, well, we'll do a Windows version, you know. But, I mean, their promise was sincere. You know what I mean? They didn't mess that up. And that's what I find frustrating. Don't give me 2 different dates if you can realistically just do it all in one. I mean, again, I'm a Blizzard fan. I'm used to shit getting pushed back to infinity. By the way, Blizzard, where's my dance hall? You know, I mean, it's fine at this point.
I have an entire year plus the last year of reading content.
But they added the dance hall.
No.
Yeah, it's a mission of the Garrison.
I'd like to point out that I started playing WoW 4 years ago, 5 years ago when Rana invited me, and I quit recently. And the entire time that I played, the park was never finished in Stormwind.
Yeah. Right! What the fuck?
So, well, you remember how long it took them to fix that broken statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was forever. Or shit, just fix Stormwind in general took forever. But that's kind of my point, though. You know, if you're going to promise something, do it. But at the same time, I've kind of grown used to letdowns. I mean,
sadly,
plenty of you guys have been doing it before.
Yep.
So, and I'm married. I'm sure my wife would say, you know.
She's used to letdowns.
Right. Oh. Thank you. I knew it was coming. I just had to make it a little bit.
What's up, guys? What's going on, man?
Uh-oh. Hi. Who do we got here?
I'm the special guest tonight.
Right.
Hello, special guest.
Well, introduce yourself at least.
My name's Matt Damon, the guest of the night.
That works.
Matt Damon's here.
Well,
I like how his icon says "drunk yet."
I'm working on it. Don't worry.
So, what do you think of the new dance hall in World of Warcraft?
It's all bullshit. We've already been discussing this. You just missed it. And sadly, you caught us right at the end because we do need to start wrapping this shit up. So, but we'll talk to you again next week. How about that?
I'm good to me.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, you guys, thanks very much for coming. I do appreciate it. I won't rage as much next week. I promise. No, I won't rage. I promise you. I will figure something out. I will take my pills early, whatever. Anyway, thank you guys, though, very much for coming. With me, of course, is a very illustrious set of co-hosts, and I love having you guys every week. Well, you know what? Fuck it, man. New guy, what do you got for us? Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
That works. I like it. Straight to the point. Penth.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate.
Things are getting a little too weird for me
He's-
All
now.
those moments will be
reading a
lost in
script.
time, like tears and rain. Time to die.
Reading a script.
Yeah,
I
well,
like it.
but do you realize that why I said that?
No, I was
I-
trying to place it. I couldn't place it.
You couldn't even place it,
I couldn't place it. I knew it, but I couldn't place it.
Ron?
Nope.
Brox?
Got nothing.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
It relates to your patch. the patch with the owl. I remember that it's the logo of the Tyrell Corporation,
Ah.
Oh, okay.
which you also apparently don't know because you have no
No.
idea what that.
I'm totally
Tyrell,
looking off on another thing right now. Sorry.
Okay,
that's
imagine
Divided. I'm sorry.
imagine Han Solo. Okay,
Right.
in a different movie.
All the President's Men or whatever the fuck he was in.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Thank
Fuck,
you.
I haven't watched
Thank you,
Blade
Google.
Runner in years. I gotta go back and do this. Yeah,
You
not
guys-
currently.
I'm kicking you off the podcast.
Well, you should, because the bitch of it is, I bought it on Blu-ray, and I have yet to open it up. Like,
Yeah,
there's
watch it.
something wrong with me, I know. Oh, God. Now I feel bad. Now I have to prove myself. So, next week I will have watched that movie again.
So,
Promise.
while Bill now knows what I look like.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
We have
Uh-oh.
weather alert. Weather alert. Oh, shit, an Amber Alert.
Mm.
What the hell?
Damn, I thought that was mine. We've got all kinds of flooding going on here. I'm like, shit, did we get another warning?
Show the
No,
drill in your
but
basement.
Houston is drowning thanks to that super hurricane.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well,
I got
what
all I could.
you guys got to remember is we don't get Amber Alerts in North Dakota, so that's kind of
There's
a
only
big
like 5
deal.
people up there. I mean, you know,
Right?
but anyway.
You know everyone.
At least my phone yells at me when there is an Amber Alert. That's always good. Anyway,
We keep getting people in our
I don't
hangout.
know what's going on, so we're going to make fixes to it later. But for now, Brock, say goodbye.
Yep. See y'all later.
All right. Ron, good seeing you again, of course. Say word.
Word.
Word. All right.
Word.
Thanks again, you guys. We'll catch you next week. Finally, Mr. Roncli, take it away.
See ya. Bye.